Hey, welcome back to Eepa's Kitchen. We're outside today with another edition of the summer salad extravaganza. So today, this one's pretty complicated, but you're going to love it in the end. It's a chicken that we're glazing in honey, a honey glaze, with some candied pecans and a warm honey Dijon dressing. So these are all the ingredients we've got for the salad. There's romaine, there's some cubed up Colby Jack, got some tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, and a maple bacon. There's a lot of layers of flavor here. I think you're going to really enjoy this. So we're going to start out and we're going to make the glaze for the chicken. We're going to get that going. We've got to heat it up and then we'll get the chicken on. Then we'll start on the pecans, then we'll make the dressing, and then we'll put this thing together. Because of the volume of ingredients, I got to cheat and use my cheat sheet because I can't remember all the ingredients. But for the glaze, it's pretty easy. It's 3 tablespoons of butter. I got a couple cloves of garlic. There is, now I got to look because I can't remember how much pepper. 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and half a cup of honey. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll get the butter in here. We're going to start melting it. We're outside, it's a little warm, so it's already starting to melt a little bit. I'm going to go over and put that on the grill, get that warmed up, and then we'll add everything else. So we'll melt the butter down. As soon as that is melted, which shouldn't take about a couple seconds here, we'll get everything else added. We've got a chicken breast. The grill's already lit to a medium heat. I'm going to kind of cook it nice and low and slow, keep all the juices in. So we chose the honey glazed chicken because it'll have a little bit of an offset from the mustard because there's a lot of mustard in the dressing. There is some honey in there, so it's not like, oh my God, it's spicy, but it has a little bit of that sharpness to it. So this kind of helps balance it out. So we're going to go ahead and add the garlic, salt, and pepper. So butter's just about melted. And we'll add that honey in there. We're just going to let that cook and reduce down a little bit. Let those spices blend a little. And we'll pull it off and we'll glaze the chicken. All right, so it's starting to simmer. And you can smell the garlic starting to cook down. Obviously, you got the sweetness from the honey going. So we're just going to let it simmer just for a sec. And then I'm going to cut the flame and we're going to go ahead and glaze the chicken and put it on. You can just kind of see it starting to simmer around the edges. We don't want to, you're not here trying to overcook it. You just want to get those spices to blend a little bit. I've got the flame all the way down low right now. All right, I think that's good. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of this glaze on the chicken. Thick coating on there. Grill's nice and hot. I'm going to put the glaze side down so we can do the other side as well. We'll probably reapply a couple times as it's cooking. Cut this thing back more. All right, so chicken is going. We're going to start with the candied pecans. The recipe, again, simple, just takes a little bit. We've got 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now I got to read the rest of it because it's a lot. 2 tablespoons of water, a teaspoon of vanilla, 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and just a pinch of cayenne pepper. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all of these ingredients. into our pan, minus the pecans. And we're going to get this cooking. And once it starts to bubble up and cook together, then we'll add the pecans. We'll cook that for a couple minutes just so they get coated. And then what we'll do is we'll add them to a parchment paper covered pan and let them cool and then separate them. Nice thing about these pecans, well, a couple nice things. One, they're going to taste great on the salad. Two, they can last about a week or so once you're done with them. Store them in the fridge. But if you don't use them on your salad right away, you're just going to want to snack them because they're really good. Sugar obviously adds that sweetness, but that little bit of cayenne pepper makes them delicious. All right, so that's all nice and incorporated. Just give it a second just to start bubbling a bit. And then we'll add our pecans. And it's 2 cups of pecans we put in there. And you're definitely going to want to use them because pecans are like, you know, same price as gold or eggs at this point. All right, so yeah, it's just starting to bubble a little bit. We're going to let that go just a little bit more. And then we'll go ahead and toss in the pecans. We want them to cook through a little, you know, just have that stuff absorb and just stick to it. Get it all nice and glazed. We're getting there now. 2 cups. You can chop them up a little bit if you want. I like them a little bigger. I think it makes them easier to eat. Yeah, you see how it's starting to just simmer around the edges? That's what we're looking for. So this part, you want to just keep stirring them because you want to mix them real well. You want to try and get all that glaze to absorb onto them, attach onto them, I guess, for a little more of a better word. See that? Give another 30 seconds. Remember when I first used to learn how to do that, I ended up with burns on my arm. Everything would just flip on me. I'm looking at the guys go, what the hell am I doing wrong?
You're doing too much of the flick on the wrist.
Easy, Tomas. Easy, Tomas. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut the flame. I think we have got enough going on there. Derek, you want to get a good shot of that? And you can smell the cinnamon already coming through. Probably the one thing I get the most out of it. So what we'll do is we're going to pour it onto this parchment covered sheet pan. And then a little later on, what we'll do is we'll use these 2 forks and we'll just divide them, you know, kind of separate them out. And now all we have to do is just let them cool and keep everybody's hands out of it. People are going to want to start picking them. And there won't be enough for your salad. Okay, that's it. All right, taking a look at the chicken. Oh, very nice. A little more glaze on there. I'm going to turn the flame back just a little more. All right, so chicken's almost done. We're going to go ahead and do the dressing. This is pretty simple. A lot of ingredients in the dressing. Not a lot of work, but a lot of ingredients. I'm going to read it so I don't miss any of them. I've got a tablespoon of mustard powder, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. It calls for dark, but I'll just be honest with you. I have light, so we're using light. Half a cup of honey, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of salt, a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil, a teaspoon of cider vinegar, 2.5 tablespoons of like a grainy mustard. So try and find something where you got the seeds. You can see mine like that. A little bit of just your generic yellow mustard, and then a teaspoon of mustard seeds. You can see those right there. So there's all your dry ingredients, your brown sugar. We're going to add those. As I was putting this together, I was thinking the best way to show you guys, but it would have taken all afternoon to get everything measured out. So So here's our wet ingredients. You can see the mustard. See how thick it is? And then you just got your regular yellow mustard right there. I would say when choosing your grainy mustard, just find something you're going to want to put on other things because you don't use a whole lot. And then here's the honey and no, this is just the honey. Everything else was already added. So here's the thing. This dressing is to be served warm, not hot, just warm. So, you know, room temperature-ish, a little more, maybe 100, 110 degrees. You don't want it like scorching. So what we'll do is we're just gonna blend all the ingredients. I'm gonna put it over on the stove there. I'm not gonna start it yet till the chicken's done and we've already got the salad prepared. And then we're just gonna warm it up. I mean, as you can see, there's not a lot, so it's not gonna take much to get it warm. You can put it in the microwave, and which normally we'll do, but we're outside and there's no microwave out here, so we're just gonna put it on the stove. So I'm just gonna set it over here for now. Find a lid so nobody flies into it. We're gonna check that chicken one more time. And then we're gonna start on the actual salad itself. That's looking good. Go ahead and give this side one more glaze. We'll probably be done after this one. Take a temperature of it in a sec. All right. Put that back some more. All right, so I reduced the heat to real low right there. All right, so this base is just romaine. I like the romaine with the warm dressing, especially because the chicken will probably still be a little bit warm because it'll help from getting wilty and it'll still have some crunch. I love a crunchy salad. Not that I don't like the light greens that the deer ate that I've got to regrow, but these are good. So we're just gonna take a little off the bottom. I'm not gonna use all this. Probably use about a cup of this. So what we'll do is we'll go through and get rid of some of the edges that are ugly. Wasn't a great selection of this when I bought it. So we're going to use what we can. All right, so with this, I like to just go ahead and cut it into chunks so that when you are eating it, you can get that little bit of crispness in there. All right, so we got a nice little base of lettuce there. And then we're going to add some, I got these grape tomatoes, I cut them in half. Add a few of those on there. Nice color. We've got a few red onions. Something for the wildlife. Cucumbers. These were supposed to be for pickles, but I didn't get that many already out of the garden, so we're going to use them in salads. And different textures, different flavors. Looks good. And then I've got this Colby Jack cheese because I am a fan of cheese and bacon together, and I love Colby Jack. So I cubed it up. Again, you can use a grated or grate your own. The difference is I like that chunkiness. You know, it's just, instead of that, you know, just kind of the cheese blending in because it's all grated, I like the chunkiness of it. And then our maple bacon. The whole house smelled like maple bacon, which was not a bad thing today. All right, and that is that. Now, if management was here, we just add dressing and stock because there's our salad. But for the rest of us carnivores, we're going to add the chicken. All right, so let me grab that out. And while we're getting the chicken, I'm going to go ahead and turn the flame on over here for our dressing. And we're going to turn it nice and low. Say hello to my beautiful chicken. You see the juice on there. Doesn't that look delicious? Let's hope it tastes that way. All right, we're going to bring that over here. And one more little slice. All right. Go ahead and set those right over the top. We'll grab a couple pecans to put on top, and then we'll get our dressing. Ah, these smell good. You go to those winter carnivals and they're selling the roasted nuts. This is what it smells like. All right, don't want to overdo it. All right, let's take a look at that dressing. Oh yeah, perfect. Just a little simmer around the edges. Smells really good. All right. And as I've told you guys before, I am not an over dressing person. Start with a little, give it a taste, come back, add what you want. What am I putting on here? Maybe a tablespoon. And that's what you get. So I think I'm going to break the rules and grab a fork and try it. Don't worry, Derek will get some. Get some chicken, get some bacon, get a little cheese. I'm going to throw one of these on there too. Oops. Here we go. Here we get. Oh man. The only way to describe it is an explosion of flavors. The pecans, obviously, the cinnamon, the sugar, a little bit of salt, those are great. The maple bacon adds some punch. The glaze on the chicken, and then that dressing itself. This is awesome. I'm gonna go like this. Good job, Tom. So I want you guys to go ahead. Derek will get all the ingredients and the recipes and everything. You really should try and make this. Remember, dressing warm. Chicken doesn't have to be hot when it goes on. It just came off the grill that way. You can serve all that cold. You don't have to use the maple glazed bacon. I had it. I thought it would add an extra flavor. It really did. I do recommend it. Again, I love the crunchiness of the romaine. So please give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Remember, good comments only. Thumbs up. Subscribe. Share. We need more subscribers because I don't want to keep doing my real job forever. So with that note, thanks for coming by. Another edition of the Summer Salad Extravaganza. And we'll be back to see you again soon. Thank you.